your left side is your whole life. Easily the most beautiful thing in the world. She'll soothe you, she'll accuse you, she'll confuse you, she'll lose you, but always be the best friend you have in the world. Time and space, things in that place. I know it's more than feeling, 'cause my love, it has no ceiling for you. Oh, she's dangerous, she's courageous, contagious, she's ageless, and could be the last thing you see on this earth. 'Cause your one is your angel, is your left side, keeps you tongue-tied, and easily the most beautiful thing in your world.
Hey, that was actually a pretty good song. So the reason why I played this song, it was actually discovered on her Spotify, not his, the day after, it would have been August 26th. So that's why I decided to play it. So I do apologize. I'm not on camera. I didn't expect a lot of people here. I know a lot of people are live right now. And I have not done true crime really in months. So I didn't expect a big crowd. We are starting from the bottom and rebuilding this channel again. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are here for the first time and you're not catching it live, well, we're going to get this channel rocking again. So, where do I begin? All right. First, let me say the reason why I even took on this case was because I'm from Long Island, Queens, Long Island. I know people that know Gabby's family. I just have not been able to get in touch with her. I tried getting in touch with other people. I can't seem to get a hold of anybody, but Gabby grew up 30 minutes from where I grew up. But there's so many problems with this case. I mean, I know Gabby doesn't need an introduction, but let me start by saying Jack and Jill went up the hill. Jack came down by himself, and nobody knows what happened to Jill. It's really like that cut and dry. But then you have everybody throwing all this other stuff in it and all these conspiracy theories in it and all these different things. And you sit there like, I don't know about that one. I just don't know about that. So let me start with the timeline. I know that some of you guys probably saw some of the other stuff that I'm going to show tonight, like, the press conference and the letter from the lawyer. Some of it I have not even gone through yet because I just haven't had the time. So I'm getting bits and pieces here and there. I'm trying to watch little things here and there, like the most important stuff here and there. And I can only do so much in a day. So that's why, now that things are slowing down and things are getting better and a little easier, it will be easier for me to do uploads. It's just been really tough lately. But I've been putting this video off for like 2 days. So I knew that I needed to go live on it. All right. So timeline. Let me get my notes. Oh my God, where are my notes? I had these in order. All right. So this venture starts out on July 2nd. Petito and Laundrie depart from Blue Point, New York. Now, one thing I want to point out, which I haven't heard a lot of people discuss, and I'm going to get to all that, White Lotus, is that, the parents have Suffolk County Police on the case because that's where they live. But Gabby hasn't lived in Long Island for years. She's been living in Florida with her boyfriend. So technically speaking, New York cops can't do anything. They can't make an arrest. They can't do anything. Unless she was killed in Long Island, the Suffolk County cops can't do squat. So not really sure what the parents expect from them. But yeah, but they went back to, I also want to show you a picture. They went back to home in order to, I'll do it this way. It's probably easier. Hang on. I don't know exactly when they went, like how long they stayed in New York. But here's a picture of Gabby and her brother that they went to go visit because he was graduating from high school. So she wanted to be there at his graduation party. It is her younger brother. So they decided that on July 6th, July 2nd. Yeah, July 2nd. They were going to leave Blue Point and they were going on a 4-month country journey. Now, according to the lawyer for the Petito family, they got engaged. Now, I found on Instagram, they actually got engaged on July of 2020. So almost a little less than a year prior is when they got engaged. They decided to postpone plans due to the coronavirus and decided to take a trip instead. Petito had got a van. It was a 2012 Ford Transit, which you could see all over Instagram and everywhere. They converted the interior to allow them to camp, cook meals, just do a fun trip with two 23-year-olds. Let's do a cross-country trip. Let's put our money in here and let's have a great time. So according to social media posts where they were, they traveled from Florida to Kansas, Colorado, Utah, touring and camping at several national parks, national attractions, so on and so forth. On August 12th, and I'm going to show the video, an altercation in Moab City, Utah happened. Here's the thing, though. According to the video, she's the abuser, not him. And somebody said to me, did you hear that she's being listed as the abuser? And I didn't understand why. until I watched some of the video. I have not watched the entire video, but I have watched some of it. And the cops would have arrested her under any other circumstance. Not really sure why she wasn't arrested, to be honest, especially when you hear some of the things she says. I was kind of surprised. So they both explained they, got into a physical fight followed by an argument. They both reported they're in love, they're engaged to be married. They didn't want to see anyone charged with a crime. It is the officer's decision, though, ultimately, if they want to arrest somebody. Can they make it stick if neither one want to hold a crime, charge them? No, they can't. But they can make the decision. So instead of arresting one of them or arresting both of them, the officer decides, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and, put you up at a hotel. Let's separate you guys for the night, make sure nothing happens. Now, this was on August 12th. They can't charge him or her if they don't want to because they can't make it stick. But in the police report, one of the officers said that she seemed very confused and emotional. So after evaluating the totality of everything, the situation escalated to the level of domestic assault. Hey, Stardust. And kind of like a mental health crisis. That's what one of the officers wrote in the report, that it was like a mental health crisis, and may have been from being on the road, may have been from just, locked up in this little van for too long. So let's go ahead and play the webcam, not the webcam, the police cam video. Hang on.
No, park. Oh, it isn't parking. Okay, turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dashboard. All right. What's your guys' names?
Hang on.
Gabby, Brian. Okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry. We've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It was a long day. We were camping yesterday and camping got without supplies and stuff. I'm sorry. I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle?
Yeah.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh, no, you're fine. I'm going to go ahead and close your door.
Okay.
Why don't you come over here? Book 229. I have this email separated from the mail. Keys are on the hood. You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It just, some days I have like that OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD, and sometimes I can get very frustrated. Not like mean towards him, I just like, I guess my vibe is like, I am like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an organic juice bar, but I just quit my job. I was a nutritionist. That's my job. And I just got my job, so I travel across the country, and I'm trying to start a blog. So I started building my website. So I've been really stressed, and I believe that I could do any of it. So that's kind of been like a, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. We just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't you let you in the car? Because
told me
of your OCD?
told me I need to calm down. Yeah. I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out. And I just is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the backseat of my car, not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back in to you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. So just take a seat.
See, Jolene, it's funny that you say that because those are the two scenarios I was going to give. Hello, everyone that's coming in. That was the two scenarios that I was going to give. Like, she could either be completely abused and this is her cover up, or she could be scared to death and she's just rambling, or she could be the abuser. Like, it's one of the three scenarios or one of two scenarios. But that was like my original title, is one of them is the abuser.
What's that?
Yeah. And let me just point this out too. Most men see a woman like that and will say she's mental or she's having an anxiety attack. Like, men don't understand how women think. Sorry, guys, but they just don't. So I can see why, you know, they put it on her as, you know, she's mentally ill or she's having a breakdown or whatever, because guys just don't get it. Fact.
Yeah, I just spoke to her. So, you want to do me a favor? Let's go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle, all righty? Come on, wait. You're not in any trouble right now. So, tell me what's going on.
She just gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So, like, I lock the car and I walk away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time. And we really had a nice morning with her, and if anything done, she just worked up because we were trying to get going and get a day going because we want to go like arches and stuff like that.
You want to tell me about those scratches on her face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted to, I left the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's take a breather and let's stop.
As far as I understand Pixie Dust, they were both living with his parents.
Go anywhere, let's just calm down for a minute.
For over a year. Not like, you know, they just moved in there a week ago. Like, she was living down in Florida for a while.
And then she had her phone trying to get the keys. That way, I was just trying to, I know I was trying to push, but I was just trying to push her away. She go, let's just take a minute, step back and breathe. And you see she got the foot.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a while.
Like, here's the thing. Why did he feel the need to tell the cop about the cuts and scratches? Like, why did he have to tell the cop that she hurt him or whatever? That bothers me. That's a red flag on a couple of different ways.
Yeah. You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over in this.
What about the speed?
Like, here's what I mean. I almost feel like in the back of his mind, maybe he's planning something and this is his cover up. This is his, like, laying out the groundwork. Could be wrong, but that's kind of the feeling I get. Because why else are you telling the cop, this is your 22-year-old fiance? Why don't you just say, hey, you know what? Everything's fine. Everything's good. There's nothing wrong here. That's why I don't like that he's telling the cops, you know, oh, look at this cut. Look at that cut. He didn't have to say anything.
Did you take over the
No, I was
the pedal on?
Yeah, but I was going fast. Sorry, no, that's probably just the moment. Like, I'm still shaking out. The adrenaline's seeing the lights flashing up and her gripping the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. If I was speeding beforehand, sorry about that.
Yeah, there's quite a bit to catch up to you. Sorry.
Exactly, Izzy. That's what I'm saying. It seems like he could be laying out the groundwork. Like, hey, you know, she abused me. She did this. She did that. look at what she did to me. That's how I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's like that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have 6-gallon water containers to fill up, so we're just getting water for the hike. Okay, and I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because there's.
And like, this is gonna sound crazy. Why does he keep purposely showing his hands? It's like he's forcing them. Most people would like hide it, kind of would, you know, not want it front and center, but he wants it front and center.
Plans still to go for a hike this year.
A neighbor called the police. Not a neighbor. Someone saw them fighting and called the police.
See right over here on the curve for me.
If I was speaking, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Do you have anything in the pocket or anything like that? Do you? Nope. Just the wallet. All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check your weight? I got turn off a little bit. Okay. Nothing. I just want to make sure that's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor, take a seat. All right. Oh, do you have your ID on you?
All right,
Yeah, no, we'll just do this. Just go ahead and take a seat.
you come here. I'll give you.
What's the first name?
Brian.
Brian? Is that what it's spelling?
B-R-I-N. Yeah, and L-A-U-N.
And then your last name?
L-A-U-N.
L-A-U-N.
B-R-I-N.
B-R-I-E.
Yep.
Laundrie? Okay. What's your date of birth, Brian?
Like it matters. That's not me, by the way.
I'll take crisscross applesauce. Can I just in the shade to the ball? I'm gonna just not give me some shade. I'm good.
All right, just hang tight for me. SO229. I need a 29 by name and date of birth. First name Brian, name and spelling, last name Laundrie. Lima Alpha Uniform, November Delta Romeo India. Bravo Romeo India Alpha November.
And then what? And Jackson wants to do what?
It's gonna be out of Florida.
He just grabbed it? Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you say you hit him, but then I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth. He actually hit you. You know, why did he hit you? Don't worry. Be honest. You slapped your face or what?
KF, I'm not in a position to rule it out, but I don't think they went on a massive serial killer hunt of two lesbians. I'm just not buying it. Because really, he doesn't look like a creepy guy. He looks like a normal kid. And the girl said that it was a creepy guy. So I'm not seeing the relation at all.
Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. So has he been drinking? Okay. What was up with this driving? I saw you said he did a curve. While you're driving? While he was driving, you were hitting him?
Like, how come they never checked her for bruises? Only him.
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into it. She was hyperventilating.
She's saying that they don't drink, but at the point when you lit them up,
You don't think or anything.
She started hitting.
I was yelling at him and then when he started like that, I like kind of punched him because of
so she's like, what, hit her. You said it was Gabby? I'm sorry, I really thought it was Gabby.
yeah.
Down, but my ex-wife, I'm just starting, I know it's a little personal, but help you understand. We would feed off each other's anxiety and spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I love her. maybe it's bad for your soul. I'm not saying what you do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean? And we're not here to be mean to you or anything. Well, you know, there's a first time, then it usually. We'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab the steering wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch the
I
steering wheel.
didn't touch the steering wheel, but only for like a second, because I just saw the lights come on, and it was more just like doing it, like, you know.
But did you grab the steering wheel and like swerve or anything like that?
No. Okay. The steering wheel at
all. I'm gonna go ahead and close this door again. Do you have enough hair back here, or do you want me to kick it up some more?
I need water.
I will see if I can find some.
Okay, before. Thank you.
Did you already give a stick up for this off? I got this gentleman here. Yeah. This gentleman noticed that you have some marks on your neck. Yeah. You see, I get something too. I'm just trying to figure out what all happened. I know you probably already told the story. This officer's probably going to be the one handling the case. You want to listen to what he has to say, and then you tell him what happened. So we don't mind.
Sorry for getting far.
So I think I'm going too far back. No, it's I don't think that's about it. Thank you. But
See, I would think that too, but he's definitely laying out groundwork. But what happens, it just doesn't make sense.
I had a little disagreement there, and the disagreement was just that she was getting a little worked up, and I was saying, "Oh, it's okay." So it was more of a disagreement, and I just wanted to
What was the disagreement about?
It was. I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just I'm 30 and I can't take anything that I got 30 feet. I got same much plus and stuff like that. It was every coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So it's a little thing. This little relationship. Kind of good relationship.
All right, that's too
There's a lot of
fast.
little things. And we really we weren't physical to the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. I'll walk to Dana and I'll go from this way and you can walk that way. You know, there's like boom, but I always tell them, yeah, nice area. Keep going either way, it's all safe. So the real breather come back is happy with it. But it was used. I said, I'm not a secretary. She got worked up, the phone her in, keys and everything. She wanted, I'm not a great key to the phone. And I was open with the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And I big fear.
What I don't understand is why they held him for an hour and 20 minutes. That's a long time.
I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. So she goes off that way. All right. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for walking. She was trying to keep me. So I just told me straight back up. And I didn't get all off the shoot. I didn't get really.
Florida. We're just kind of hanging out with let's do better. Let's get side band. I said, let's try to do a little better. But you don't know. I don't know. I'll hear one during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today? Thursday? So it won't be till tomorrow. I know there's something I think, which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it. Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together. Well, it's really bad news. Let's talk to him first. Yeah. Did you ask me that? No, I haven't done that. Ryan, unfortunately, in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I'm going over speeding, I want to give you a warning. I can do that because it's under class A, it's class B or under. If I want to give you all kinds of stuff, I can. There's 2 things I can't. I say, please, I'm not sure. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give discretion on is charging when it comes to domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statutes for domestic partners. And you do have injury, and well, the independent witness, probably the next one to talk to you as well, was another talk to you, the one you did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear this week is the primary aggressor. And this was striking you and you received injuries. You have to.
Oh, I agree, Al.
Strike her, she has not been strike her. You understand the charges involving she has no offense. You have an attorney, yes, no, you need one. And then from there, she can ask you to prosecute. The prosecutor might contact you and say, hey man, I see 110 pounds of web, you're fixed on mine. It's as easy as possible. I'm not going to take her look or anything like that. Well, I really, and I know how rough this stuff can be. Like I said, I've been 5.5 years. Believe me, if I were to say that me and my wife haven't had our share of spouts, I'd be lying to you. She looks at anxiety. I live with a woman. I know. Her anxiety, mine is
Hey, Lacey.
That's why I'm like, I gotta walk away and read this and put it back far.
I'm not going to try to sit here and give you almost as long as what I have. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to really make a difference. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry that this is happening. I'm sorry that it goes to this.
No, I'm sorry. I can make you a memorable that. If you can grab me something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we are charging with domestic assault. So there's going to be a protection order set in place between the two of them until he's able to go to the PU's office. He doesn't want to pursue it, but I don't have a choice.
El, considering my numbers in here, I think a lot of people didn't get notification.
So he's going to be wanting to go to the PD first thing tomorrow.
Not El, Lacey.
Get the order removed, but that doesn't fix tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I need to take pictures for my evidence because otherwise it's going to be your say, let's say, my say, and the first one. So I have to do this part of it, all right? So just give me a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
Have they been able to locate the original call to the police? Has anybody shown that or played that? Because that's something I want to hear, because they spend an awful lot of time with these two, and that's not normal. They normally don't spend this much time on a basic call. I don't care what state you're in, unless, you know, they got some heavy information. Something isn't right, which why they spent an hour and a half with them, hour and 20 minutes.
I got good. It's like it's gonna stop. One of his fingers
Hey, Sissy. Hey, Ellen. Did you guys get notification?
And then you see your hand. Is that? I know you said this is from a wire. I'm going to take a picture just in case.
I'm sorry, nobody's getting notification. Probably because I changed the live so many times.
Document that. You're saying that from a wire, not from her. Just I want to document it. And then the way. Do you have anything with the other arm on your back, chest, anything like that? You can connect that. You want to kind of tilt your head off the right and look up this way.
That's possible too, Sherry.
This is just for precautions. You might look in your phone. We can go here if you want some privacy. I want to, like I said, I want to do very thorough. I want to make sure that you don't have any additional information. You might hear a little bit. Let's have. So I talked to my contact over there at people that can help with phones and stuff like that at the office. So just kind of contact with them. People trying to get all lined up. Because certain people have access to the corporate card, he doesn't. So we're trying to get everything lined up. This is going to take us a few minutes to get that lined up, get her signed and stuff like that. Like I said, we're going to be getting a piece of paper that has books on it, dates, stuff like that, and she'll be able to get all that. Okay. So, you want to go ahead and finish getting your stuff? Yeah. Got it. Very, very important question. How you answer this question is going to determine what happens next. But the only person who can answer this question is you. Think very hard before you answer the question. Do not quickly answer. Think very hard.
Oh, they're not liking her.
When you slapped him those times, were you attempting to cause him physical pain or physical impairment? Was that what you were attempting to do? What were you attempting to do? What was the reason behind the slapping and stuff? What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
You know what the sick part is? If he would have arrested her, she might still be alive, or she might still be able to be found.
Doesn't sound good. She can't be in her. It's your call. It's 100% your call. I support you either way. Why don't you get back to your parents, okay? She openly admitted to me earlier that she was striking him in the eye. He said that she was striking him in the eye. That she was, and that's what caused him to do her. She said that she got hurt. I might have to myself call you.
She said that she was distracting him, like hitting him, and then people looked at her, that's why caused that.
It's not.
So her fault. She was distracting him. So she didn't try to hurt him in one relationship. She thought that he would listen.
So assault is an attempt with unlawful use of violence and bodily injury to another. Code for bodily injury, the definition says bodily injury is infliction of pain or physical impairment or illness. So you can go this now. I'm just gonna
Denise, but there's a reason for that. I'm gonna get into all that once the video's done. Hey, Tinker.
I'm recording.
Tinker, did you get notification?
Society, the judge, and everyone can judge me for this. I am looking at a 110-pound female and her fiance have no means to be separated. He doesn't want to pursue it. She's not a threat to him. Or slight abrasions from her fingernail. I don't care if we use the actual letter of the law to not charge, but I also don't care because it literally does possibly make perfect sense to go full-on domestic assault and the whole thing. This is your opportunity to make a decision. I'm making this decision. I'm going to sign. Yeah, you're the first. Would you feel more comfortable handling that guy? Yeah. Go ahead.
Sissy, I agree.
If it's one way, half doesn't matter. It's up to you. I mean, it's a headache whether I go left or it's a headache whether I go right. Another option is to not charge them, but separate for the night. If they find themselves together, what is it to you? You separate them. You provide it for safety. If he doesn't have enough sense to stay away, you got to separate it. It's on him. Separate it and say, don't let this go off tomorrow. If they don't let it go off and you hear about it, we'll hear about it. And if there's some fighting going on, he already was Mr. Nice Guy. You already gave him a chance. What you can't do by law is separate someone and say, if we did something again, we're going to. Because then if one of them really Oh yeah, yep. My phone number?
I don't believe so. No, because the girls were killed on the 13th. Gabby was seen on the 25th.
Can I get your phone number?
That's not me playing with the sound, by the way. It's dead on their end.
It should just be in design.
Do you have any problems with taking a picture of it? I have IDs and stuff like that for my investigation. Here. So, this is what I'm doing. I've decided I'm not going to cite you for domestic violence battery. Okay? It was only going to be a Class B misdemeanor. However, the domestic violence portion of it enhances it. Makes like a major pain in the butt, especially if you're going to, right? So I'm choosing not to cite you today. So you're not going to be charged with it. All right, this is what I do have to do. I am separating tonight. Okay, I want you guys both to be tonight away from each other, relax, breathe. There's no reason to be crying. Okay, this is. I understand this can feel like it's a nightmare, but you're coming out as the golden flower on top of it. Okay, so you're going to be taking the van tonight, and you're going to go somewhere else. I'm going to get him lined up to the hotel room tonight. I want you guys to stay away from each other. For both of you guys' team. From what you told me and what he told me, you guys had a bunch of little things that are building up, and finally the little string you guys were tight walking on for like tonight. That sounds all right. So I just want everybody to breathe, get a chance away from each other. We need to know what your parents, whatever it's got to do. So, like I said, that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Hold on. This office problem. Oh. Perfect.
Yeah, but you know what, Lacey? That's kind of hindsight 2020 because it was just not a teenage fight, but a young 20s fight, early 20s fight. I don't think the cop should have taken her in. We're seeing that now looking back, but in reality, 22-year-old and a 23-year-old is spending 2 months on the road and they got into an argument and she freaked out. It happens every day. Like, I don't think it's so bizarre.
Awesome. Thank you. Bill, is this your cell phone I called?
So, Sissy, you don't think he killed her? You think he just left her?
Okay. Well, go ahead and save my number into that phone, and I'll save your number, this number into my phone. That way I can contact you on duty after hours. So, because I literally had to do it. So, perfect. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate your time. All right. So, I got him a hotel room tonight. So, in just a minute, I have to keep you guys separated. Right now, don't contact each other. Don't worry about him. Okay? Do you want me to say anything to him? Because I can do that for you. Want me to let him know that you love him and that you'll see him tomorrow and stuff like that? I'll be glad about that too. Okay, I'll make sure he gets a phone. Okay? And if I have anything else, please keep your cell phone on so I can call you back. All right? All right, so just kind of sit tight on your real fast. All right, Brian, cover this. One picture. Thank you. All right, that's all. I like that. I'm doing this probably good. She claims that she did not have intent to hurt you when she was slapping at you. So technically speaking, it does not fit the letter of the code. So I am not going to be charging her with DV. So this is what I am going to do. I'm not going to release you guys together. I want you guys to stay away from each other tonight. Okay? She's agreed to it. Take some time to yourselves. You guys both have the exact same stories. What led up to the incident? So taking some time tonight, specifically, taking tonight away from each other is looking to be with me for liquor and all of this. I think that will help you guys, especially tomorrow when you guys meet up. So she does have a couple of messages for you. One, she said she loved you. One, she's looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Two, for yourself.
Yeah, good. He must be fumble around the entire few last time. I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the answer is how much guys contact each other. Okay,
unless when he said that she gonna text me or whatever, I was gonna say please don't message me. But yeah,
but tonight,
don't do anything. Yeah.
She's passing on her love and sending tonight and stuff like that. I do the stuff that I do to my wife too. Okay, so
I appreciate it.
just so don't just try to not contact each other unless, like I said, first chattering, something happens, you guys have to jump in the car right now, you're driving before it, so kind of sounds there you go. Other than that, just talk to me by yourself. But you're gonna get a hotel room, watch some TV. It's probably a few months since you actually have to sit down and watch some TV for a bit. So take some time to get shower. We're gonna be able to change clothes, get clothes in there, right? All right, good. Because they're gonna have everything that you should all that good stuff. All right. How many concerns into the Excel card so you guys can know? Okay. So I'm going to walk over here to the car. Okay. And if you go stand over here, just pick up real quick. We'll get her out of here. I'll be right over. All right. Oh, absolutely. All right, get me on. One step up for me. As you can see, I keep in my hand, which is good. Okay. So something that I do that I emphasize.
I can tell you, being in the back of a police car is traumatizing. It's very claustrophobic and scary.
I don't know if I text you or not. Don't text each other tonight. He wants to pass on the same message you passed to him. I'm really looking forward to talking to you again, but I told him and you, unless there's chattering emergency news, don't text tonight, okay? Even with the good nights, I love you. He's saying good night now. He's saying he loves you now, and you guys can talk tomorrow night, okay? He's going to go to the hotel. I'm going to give you the keys to the van. All right? So, do that. I'm giving him a ride over to the hotel, okay? So, everything's going to be okay.
Will it be a bar drive for me to get him in the morning? I'm just curious.
I'm not going to tell you where he's going to be at tonight. Like I said, I want you guys to be separated. But I can't tell you this.
I just don't usually drive in the van, so I just want to make sure it's not like far.
No. It's
I'll tell you why, Sissy, because a crime has not been committed yet. And if he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't have to talk. He has not committed a crime. So the police have no reason to put like heavy interrogation on him. They have no idea what took place. Him leaving her doesn't make it a crime. It makes him an asshole, but it doesn't make it a crime. And he doesn't have to talk. Nobody does. It's all right. You don't have to talk to police at all.
Basically from here to the flower. Okay? It's not far at all. So let's get you in and let's get you on your way, all right? You want the Gatorade, by the way? Okay. You got enough water?
But what precinct? This is the problem. It's not New York. She didn't live there. It's not in Florida because it wasn't there. The last known whereabouts were Yellowstone Park. But Yellowstone is broken up into three different states. It could be Wyoming. It could be California. Not California. It could be Idaho. They don't know which police department would cover it. And if he killed her in the zone of death, there's a 50-mile, I'm going to get into this after, but there's a 50-mile stretch in Yellowstone that doesn't belong to any state. So you could literally kill someone there and you couldn't get arrested for it. They're trying to change the laws. This was as of last year. They're trying to change the laws, but you can't arrest somebody because there's no governing department to cover this 50 miles. Yeah, he didn't steal her car.
Also, something I want you to know. If you go over to City Market, they have a list of places where you can get yourself a shower for like $4 or $5, something like that. Where you can shower, decompress, de-stress a little bit. All right.
Yeah, I just showered yesterday.
Well, you didn't have today happen yesterday, so it does my wife wonders. When she gets stressed out, it's like, get in the shower. Get in the shower. Go take a shower, relax, take some time for yourself. Like I said, don't text each other. Tomorrow morning after your eyes open up and you're fully awake. Your morning routine, okay? Yeah, okay. All right. Ready for that? My door's up in, just climbing the back. Yeah, you can put your backpack back there too. Sorry about that, bro. It's all right. It was an interesting, so. And by the way, I formally introduce myself. I'm Dan. I'm over here. So I give you guys all. It's nice meeting you guys. Let's do that. What's that? You like it? Heck yeah, dude! I got my own phone hooked up to this thing. Yeah. Hey man, it's not too hard to go a few hours without having anything interesting.
Look at him like all buddy with the cop.
Or anything to get the old blood pumping real good. You know what I mean? So. Oh no, that wasn't a traditional stop to say the least. So don't feel bad.
I disagree,
So,
Susie.
Already know.
They sure did.
She did want to pass on her good nights and loves yous and stuff like that. Okay. And she understands that I didn't tell her where you're staying because, like I said, I'm trying to keep you guys away from each other for tonight. Say that again? I just told you that you were going to a hotel. Okay. So, like I said, it's my request, not legally obligated to hold to it, but I want you guys to take some time away from each other because it will make a world of difference. Oh, you're not in any trouble? You got handcuffs on? I didn't tell you that I'm taking you to jail. No, I told you I'm taking you to the hotel. So, like I said, my main concern, I told her to go take a shower like I told you because she seems a lot like my wife. And things that really works for my wife is when she gets stressed out to take a long hot shower. But I gave her a place to go where she can get a hotel room, or not a hotel room, but get a shower tonight for like $4 or $5, really cheap. So, no problem. I've got quite a few. Like I said, my wife has really bad anxiety, and she takes medication for it daily. And sometimes it's just not enough. Sometimes it builds up, and it happens. I mean,
Band-Aid, I'm thinking the exact same thing. I haven't seen this. I'm thinking the exact same thing. Is this guy kidding me?
Well, I will say this. When my wife got put on a medication, within a week, I saw a complete turnaround in her attitude, her demeanor. I mean, she wasn't nearly as aggressive or angry or anything like that. It was a considerable difference in her day-to-day life. It made her quality of life better, even. You know what I mean? And it's made my quality of life a lot better, too, because I don't have her being as stressed. I know that 5.5 years of marriage, I know it's not very long, but at the same time, you learn a lot in the first 5 years. How long you guys been together?
What I don't understand is why didn't he say, no, I don't want to leave her alone? They're in a completely unknown state. They don't live there. They have no family or friends there. Why is the cop separating them? And why aren't they fighting to stay together? I agree, El.
I used to drive a truck. I used to be a commercial motor vehicle driver of big trucks. And I took my wife with me, and we would easily spend...
Yeah, but your wife is probably older than 22. I'm just guessing.
A couple of months on end without going home or anything like that, being cooped up in a little 8x8 cage is what I called it, because you didn't have any time to yourself. So you didn't have time to, you're going through Arizona, you can't just turn off the road and go see the Grand Canyon or anything like that. So well, that was one of the major advantages of having her with me, was I could say, hey, I'm hungry, can you get me some to eat? She was able, because I was driving and she wasn't, she was able to go back, get into the cooler, I guess lunch or whatever, you know. So there was that as an advantage.
Yeah, but he should have never told the cops the cuts anyway. It didn't have to escalate where it escalated. He caused it to escalate the way it did. And I'm not saying that he caused her to hit him or anything. I'm saying that he caused the police to think it's a domestic violence by showing them, you know, his hands and, oh, she did this. I don't know. To me, men that I've been with, if I hit them, I don't do any damage to them. They laugh. Even if I hurt them, they still laugh. They're not going to cry victim unless they're complete assholes, if you know what I'm saying. I agree with that. He is a punk.
I've lived here. I'm just shy of 2 years living out here. My grandfather's lived out here for like 40. So I've been through here a couple of times. But, growing up in California, have you ever been there?
Yeah.
I love driving the one. I absolutely love it. But
and people here that come from like New York,
yeah.
Trees and waterfalls,
But if you take the 80 across to get into California, takes you up over Donner Pass and into Sacramento, it's not any different at all. But you said you're going to be going up to Oregon to see your grandmother or your mother's friend. So you'll probably be coming down the 5. You won't be able to tell the difference between California and Oregon up there, except for the fact that there's going to be a sign that says "Welcome to California." But at the same time, since you're going to be coming from the east side of Oregon, you're going to be driving through Oregon and going, "There's no difference between Utah." It's actually desert in the southeast corner of Oregon.
He's telling her exactly where to kill him. Exactly where he killed her. I guarantee you they find her where this cop is talking. Everything this cop is saying is where they need to be looking.
And it's a lot of high desert atmosphere like what this is. It's not the Red Rock or anything like that, but it's just, there's nothing there for 120 miles, it seems like.
I bet that's where she is. I want to rewind that for a second.
5.5 years of marriage, I know it's not very long, but at the same time, you learn a lot in the first 5 years. How long have you guys been together?
I agree,
I used to
Band-Aid.
drive a truck. I used to be a commercial motor vehicle driver of big trucks. And I took my wife with me, and we would easily spend a couple months on end without going home or anything like that, being cooped up in a little 8x8 cage, is what I called it, because you didn't have any time to yourself. So you didn't have time to, you're going through Arizona, you can't just turn off the road and go see the Grand Canyon.
Nobody knows. Probably around 5 days or less, because that was the last time seeing him was the 25th.
Or anything like that. So well, that was one of the major advantages of having her with me, was I could say, "Hey, I'm hungry. Can you get me some to eat?" He was able, because I was driving and she wasn't.
Okay, listen to this.
He was able to go back, get into the cooler, I guess lunch or whatever, So there was that as an advantage.
Al, I don't think a lot of people got notification. And as a YouTuber, what I've done on this channel is what you never do. If you're trying to build a channel, never disappear for months. But I didn't have a choice. It'll take a while to rebuild this channel again.
I've lived here. I'm just shy of 2 years living out here. My grandfather's lived out here for like 40.
All right, listen.
So I've been through here a couple of times. But, growing up in California.
Notice he asked him about this area.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
I love driving the one. I absolutely love it. But
and people here that come from like New York,
yeah.
Trees and waterfalls,
well, if you take the 80 across to get into California, takes you up over Donner Pass and into Sacramento, it's not any different at all. But you said you're going to be going up to Oregon to see your grandmother or your mother's friend. So you'll probably be coming down the 5. You won't be able to tell the difference between California and Oregon.
Okay, is there any proof that they were going to see the grandmother? Because I haven't heard anything about going to see your grandmother until just now. 57 people disappeared in Yellowstone Park this year. I looked it up before.
Oregon up there, except for the fact that there's going to be a sign that says "Welcome to California." But at the same time, since you're going to be coming from the east side of Oregon, you're going to be driving through Oregon and going, "There's no difference between Utah." It's actually desert in the southeast corner of Oregon. It's a lot of high desert atmosphere like what this is. It's not the Red Rock or anything like that, but it's just, there's nothing there for 120 miles, it seems like. Parks? Look, if you don't hit Sequoia National Park while you're in California, you are doing yourself a disservice. If you don't go and see Yosemite while you're in California, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, that's what the cop said, that he was going to see. Oh, you're going to see her grandmother in Oregon.
It's like coming to Utah. You come here with the intention of 1 or 2 days, and then it turns into a week. And you're like, well,
Look it up. 52 people died. Check Google. It's there.
what happened to the time? Yeah, trust me, I get it. Yeah. Wherever you want.
Look it up, peyote.
But yeah, sorry, my radio was going off. But no, Sequoia National Park, there is nothing like. Got to see the general termitory. You got to go and see Morro Rock. Climb to the top. You like hiking? It's about a 1.5 mile hike. Well worth it. Got to do it. It's really, really cheap for the tent sites up there. Do you have a National Park Service pass? Perfect. Exactly. Well, the other thing of it is with that drive, if you go through Yosemite, you'll drop down into Fresno, and then you'll turn off to go to Kings Canyon National Park. If you drive through Kings Canyon National Park, the road literally takes you through to Sequoia National Park. And the Kings Canyon is actually bigger than the Grand Canyon. Yeah, I'm dead serious. And it is a sight to behold. I'll tell you what. And then, it takes you straight into Sequoias. And then when you get into, I think they call it Sierra Highway still up there. But you'll take that down and you'll pop up into a town called Three Rivers. That's where I'm from.
She went with the other cops to a hotel.
Yep. My house, I think furthest I lived away from it was like 12 miles from the entrance.
He's asking too many questions. Like, that's where she is.
I just hope you don't get motion sickness, because it's I think I counted it out to like 32 hairpin turns, and it's about 25 miles an hour the whole way up and down. It's very, very slow. It takes about an hour to travel that 30 miles, 35 miles, whatever it is, but it's worth it.
That's where she is. I'm telling you. That's where she is. I think that's it. It was at 17. All right. I'm telling you, that's where she is. Now, on the opposite side of Sissy, I don't believe that he left her. I believe she's dead. Oh, there was no hotel? But she was safe. Hold on. Get back to my notes here. All right. So that was on August 12th. Oh, wait. Hold on. I have a better timeline here. Okay. No. Here it is. All right. So as far as their trip goes, the second they left Blue Point, on the 5th, they were in Kansas. On July 8th, they were in Colorado Springs. On July 16th to the 22nd, they're in Zion National Park. On the 26th, she shared, and this is July, she shared a picture at Mystic Hot Springs. On August 24th, the couple checks out of a hotel in Salt Lake City, Utah. She was going to see her family in Oregon for Halloween. For Halloween? Oh, yeah, it would have been October. So on the 24th, they check out of a hotel. On the 25th was the last picture that she updated Instagram. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm going to get to that too, Sissy. Here's the thing, though. She was not an everyday poster on Instagram. So a lot of people are saying like, oh, if that was my daughter, I would have noticed she disappeared because she wasn't posting. But she didn't post every day. She didn't text every day. She didn't do anything every day. So every couple of days is why, you know, she would post a picture here. She usually posted pictures like once every couple of weeks. So that's why no red flag went up. So on August 25th, she posted her last picture on Instagram. On the 30th, family receives last text message from her phone from Yellowstone Park. They blocked everything, but not everything. Like her Instagram was not every day. I don't, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure, no, they didn't post every day. It was nomadic static, right? Maybe Gabby knew he killed it. No, I don't believe he had anything to do with it. All right. What was the name of? I think I got it. Nope. What was the name of the channel? I know it was nomadic. Nomadic. Nomadic static. Okay, why are they not coming up? She was at a hotel for several days in Utah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, there's only one video on their channel. They have 1 8-minute video. That's it. What happened to the rest of their videos? Did he drop it? Did he remove all the videos? Because the only one that's on there is the beginning. There's nothing on here. There's one video. This is the only thing on the channel. Hold on. This is the only video that's on there.
Gabby Petito never goes outside.
Okay, that picture that they just showed, that was the day they got engaged. I knew that from Instagram. Is it just me? Does he give you that Chris Watts vibe?
What the song is that?
He does. He reminds me of Chris Watts. So they look like just a normal young couple. I'm not getting any bad nothing off of it. Years, like 4 or 5 years they were together and know each other. I think that's what I think he threw her off a cliff. I honestly do.
Hello, and good morning. It is really nice and sunny today. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but it rained all afternoon yesterday. Is just coming in on me. The wind is so bad. I've just been sitting here like this for a while. So me and Brian just got up and got ready, made the bed in the tent, set up. I think our plan for today is to just hang out here in the tent. Brian's stretching, doing some morning yoga. That's cool. I'm gonna make some yogurt. Looking to steal some of his granola. All the chocolate melted.
I know, it's a river of chocolate. Be cautious.
You can't keep chocolate in Utah. Not in July. Or in a clear plastic container that is always in the sun.
I was in the tent this morning, and that's why.
I love the band.
So, we are right outside Capitol Reef right now in a free dispersed camp spot. And we've been lucky so far at all the places we've stayed, but I'd say this is one of the best so far. Since we left New York, I've only set up my hammock once, and now we're all the way in Utah, and luckily enough, I was able to set up my hammock in one of these trees.
And we're kind of like in the desert.
Maybe a few trees.
Yes, Husk, I get what you're saying. However, this is where I'm going to change it. I totally see why it's coincidental, but he's not a creepy looking guy. So I can't imagine the lesbians. I hate referring to them as lesbian. I think one of his name is Crystal, but he doesn't look like a creepy guy hanging around. So that to me is where it kind of eliminates, because they said if we get killed, it's from creepy guy hanging around. He doesn't look like a creepy guy in any aspect. He does look like Chris Watts, but she seems a little, I mean, I hate to say it, she seems a little off too. So being that they both sounded like that, I'm kind of thinking it's just them and their personality. Husk, I'm not judging a book by its cover. I'm saying though, but that's what the girls said. The lesbians said that they were, that there was a creepy guy hanging around. But he definitely does remind me of Chris Watts. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that's the only video there is. There's no other video. I know they don't always look like monsters. That's Amy. We're on the same wavelength. There was no reason for him to kill lesbians. And the lesbians were killed on the 13th, right? Did you see the alleged Gabby body on rocks found? No, I have not. Do you have a link? Seems a bit odd and tight. See, Quinny, I thought the same thing, but he did too. That's why it kind of threw me off. So moving forward, let me say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I think they both are, to be honest with you. I really do. She seems off. He seems off. They both seem off. I sound like above. It might be filtering it out of chat. Where is it? Can I Google it and find it? He does look at her like a puppy dog. That's why I got the Chris Watts vibes. Gabby body on rock. The photo of her body laying on a rock when she was alive? What? These people are crazy. One, whatever that is, their legs are too long. And I don't even believe it's real. And I'm going to tell you, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So you guys, think I'm crazy. I'm not sure you guys are going to be able to see it. But we can try. But look. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But they would have noticed a body. That laying there, I don't even believe is a body. Those legs look like they're 7 feet tall. I definitely do not think that's a body at all. That's a long body. But they're close enough, they would have seen that. So, yeah, I'm not buying that's her. You have to see a better picture of it close up. All right. Let me see if I can. Hang on. All right, this is the best I can do. That's not a body, it's rocks. Hang on. That's not a body. I know it looks like legs, but that's not a body. That would be completely twisted. Yeah, that's definitely not a body. You can tell it's not a body. The whole body is like contorted. Yeah, that's not a body. It's even missing a leg. There's only one leg. That's definitely not a body. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not a body. Yeah, that's not a body. I mean, I could see why people think it's a body, but it's not. Exactly. They would smell it in the heat. Why would she be in a heavy sweater? And yeah, it's definitely not a body. But I can see why conspiracy theorists will say it is. But no, it's not. All right. So other notes that I have, and then I'm going to get into theories. This is about the theories. All right. It'd be on the news by now. The conspiracy theories are whacked. But like I was saying earlier, I'm just going by my notes here. The parents wanted Suffolk County Police to find her, which is impossible because the family is there, but she had lived in Florida. He has an obligation that he needs to be a decent human being and tell the family what happened. I don't understand why he's not saying anything. Now, while we were watching the video, there was a lot of different theories on what happened. There was a lot of different people saying, hey, maybe he left her. Is it possible he left her? Is it possible that she disappeared and that, she had an outburst? Let me tell you why I don't believe that's going to work. Because if that was the case, why not just say something? Why not just come home and be like, oh my God, she disappeared. Oh my God, I left her. Oh my God, I left to go to a gas station and she disappeared. She was kidnapped. We walked out of a hotel. I went to go get something to eat and I came back and she was gone. There's a million fucking scenarios that he could have given without even looking suspect. But he chose not to. He doesn't want anybody knowing where she is. Why? Because he doesn't want anyone finding her. So the whole scenario of, oh my God, she disappeared, or I left her, won't fly. There's just no way. I've heard people say that maybe he's protecting her. Not unless she ran away. Like they had said that on one of the interviews I was listening to. I think it was Police on the Cuff. They were saying, someone in chat had asked them, hey, by the way, is it possible that he was protecting her and doesn't want to be found because he's hiding her? He wants nobody to find her because he knows where she is. And Steven, I'll check in a second, and knows where she is. And he, something happened and he's just, keeping her safe for the moment. That's no good. That doesn't fly because, again, he would have said something. So her last known whereabouts were Yellowstone Park, allegedly, but it was somewhere on the West Coast. And he made it back to Florida by September 1st to hide out at his parents' house. Did his parents not know? And then on top of that, not only do his parents know, but his parents won't say anything either. I've heard people talk about why he lawyered up. Let me tell you, he has pretty good reason to lawyer up. Really good reason to lawyer up. The cops, no matter what the scenario is, the cops are automatically going to say he did it. The cops are automatically going to put it on him. No doubt about it. So if he says nothing, they can't get anything. If he speaks to any officer about anything, they can turn it on him. I think, and as much as we want to find her, he's doing the right thing. Should he tell her parents? Absolutely. If he's afraid of talking, write them a fucking note. Make it an anonymous email, an anonymous note. Just let her family know. So because he's lawyered up, rightfully so, because he's not saying anything, rightfully so, there's no reason, Domino, I was just going to say that. There's no reason the family can't talk. Now, with that said, the sister is going to be on, did an interview with Good Morning America that's going to be on tomorrow. It has not been leaked. So nobody has it. They only have like one line that, you know, people are showing online. And all it says is that, you know, they hope that she's found. What puts any argument to shame that he even tries to pull is that that he won't say what state he was in. He won't say where she is. You can't find somebody who's in the middle of the summer or a fall or whatever, in the middle of fucking Utah, Idaho, California, anywhere in the desert. Well, they can't find her if they don't know where to look. So the fact that he's not telling them where to look tells me, hey, Ladybud, tells me that she's dead, that he killed her. Because if he just left her, even if he said, I left her in Utah, when he really left her in fucking California, that would be a smart thing to do. But he's not even doing that. He is saying absolutely nothing. Nothing. Because, exactly, no body, no crime. Although that doesn't hold water too much weight anymore. But here's why I think she's in Yellowstone. If they never find her body, hounds, he's doing good. He's doing the right thing. But if they do somehow find her body, he's going to go down. If they don't find her body, and because there's no crime that's been committed yet, but if they don't find her body, he's the one that's got to live with this every single night. How this man goes to sleep every day, I don't know. How his parents go to sleep every day, I don't know. I understand that they want to protect their their son. But what's more important? I mean, think like, just like they said, I'm going to play their interview in a minute, but just like they said, how can you be a parent and not state where they are? That's mind-blowing. I think he came this way, went to Vegas desert. I don't know. But Yellowstone, let me see if I have it on these notes. No, hold on. Okay. All right, there's the 50-mile zone of death. Now, remember, the last place he saw was in Yellowstone, was where her phone was last tracked. And you know they're going to do cell phone pings and everything else. That's a given. Okay, this is what I was pulling up. All right. This is in Yellowstone. If he threw her into a hot springs like this, nobody's ever going to find her. If they're walking around Yellowstone and he just accidentally pushes her in, or she fell or something, they'll never find her. Her last post, but her phone was last in Yellowstone. That was the text on the 30th, was from Yellowstone. Now, was she there with him? We don't know. That we just don't know if she was there or not. But we do know that her phone was in Yellowstone. The reason why I personally believe that Yellowstone plays a part in this, if he killed her somewhere else, why did he go to Yellowstone to text the mom? There's so many other places you could have gone besides Yellowstone. I just believe in my heart of hearts that he took her to Yellowstone, and that's where she was killed. I mean, look at that. He gets rid of her in a geyser in the middle of the night or in the middle of the morning, whatever. She's gone. You'll never find her. See, Ladybud, you missed the beginning. But what I was saying in the beginning is that just like she didn't post every day. She didn't, she didn't post every day. She didn't keep in touch with the family every day. So her going a couple of days doesn't really mean much. But what I want to know is, what did he tell his parents when he got home? Mom, Dad, I'm home. She's not. And that's all I'm going to say. Where did they think she was? Ground is unstable to walk out there. See, I don't know anything about it. But it looks like here you can walk. These are trails. Morning Glory garbage dump. People put stuff in there all the time. You can't walk on this bridge? You could throw her over. They said people throw stuff in there all the time. Oh, but you could stay on the boardwalk. I'm assuming he had his own cell phone. There's a lot of alien activity over Yellowstone. Tons of UFO sightings over that place. I have a feeling they might be involved somehow. Oh my God, I can't. I'm not even. All right, you know what, Zero? Let me entertain that for a second, okay? If that's the case, why not just say something? They have it blocked off so you can't get to the geysers. Okay. But if you're trying to get rid of a body, don't you think you would find a way around it possibly? Maybe in the middle of the night? Then again, a dead body's pretty heavyweight. Maybe he's afraid to speak out. Zero Zone, that's a bit heavy on the conspiracy. And I'm not saying I don't believe in aliens, but that's a bit heavy. That's beautiful, though. It really is. I've been there before. You can get to the geysers easily, no problem. Ridicule and blame for a disappearance, maybe. I don't know. It's just a theory. This is so pretty, though. Yeah, there's a person right there. What, the alien theory? The alien theory is not far-fetched? Yeah, there's a person sitting right here. Which Quinny? But I think he took her to Yellowstone and killed her. Now, why he did it? Don't know. Was it an accident? I don't know. Look at my email before you talk aliens. All right. Which email did you send it to? You sent it to Perplexed or my other one? Many people die every year falling into the hot springs. Exactly. Try and throw someone over, guys, would be hard in my opinion. Probably is hard. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely not a body. Hold on, let me make it bigger. Yeah, this is like heavy conspiracy. Hang on. Mm-mm-mm. Are you insane? That's a rock. Hold on, I'm going to share it. That's a rock. That is not even close to looking like a body. That's a rock. Where's the rest of her leg if this was a leg? It's not close. Look at how this comes to a point. That's a rock. That's not clothes at all. And what's this? Wheels? Definitely not her. I mean, I don't know what this is, but it's like, what's this? No, but what would this be then? What's this? That's an alien shadow, exactly. And what's this? Where's the rest of her leg? Well, see my notes. No, where's the rest of her leg? That's not a butt. How do I change the view? Aww. There we go. No, that's a rock. It's a weird looking rock. It is. The only way I believe that's a body is if it's set in stone. Like literally, if she was dumped in cement. Because tell me what this is then. And this doesn't look like her backpack. But tell me what this is then. And what's this? Because if you look at this, This looks like a face. This looks like a woman. I'm just not buying this. Purple is a hoodie. No, what's these wheel things? And where's her leg? Her leg disappeared. And this foot-like thing is up. And what's this? Because that looks like a woman. I see this, this, and this. But the arm straps wouldn't be sticking straight up. She wasn't this big. Maybe she only had one leg to begin with. No, she had both legs. Yeah, I'm not buying this at all. Because right here, this is what I see. I see a woman with an 80s haircut and a pirate patch on. I swear to God. That's what I see right here. I know it's a rock. I'm just saying. This is a rock too. Sasquatch missing a leg. Like, you see how it comes down to a perfect point? That it's just not. And these could be planted for all we know. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm telling you, I still see a woman right here with a pirate patch. With like an 80s haircut. That's really, and a vest and a white shirt. And like this seal right here, it's no. Because that's the one thing they haven't discussed yet, though. Are her bags with him? Did he get rid of the bags? Did he come home with the bags? Like, where are the bags? Where's all her stuff? Where's her makeup? Where's her purse? Where's her phone? Did he get rid of all of it? Yeah, the only way I would believe this is her is if you told me she was cast in stone. Because it's the only way her leg would be able to stick straight out off the ground like that, is she was cast in stone. There's a picture out there. The cops would have found her by now. That's true, too. Like, you see where her leg is, like, standing up? It's not leaning on anything? The alien shadow alone makes the whole photo unrealistic in Photoshop. What alien? Where do you see an alien thing? Alien shadow. No, where do you see an alien shadow? Here? Hey, Kim. Where do you see an alien shadow? I still see a pirate right here. Why is there a big crack in the rock? Oh, I'm sure there's lots of cracks in the rocks. I want to know where the alien shadow is. Look, I see Satan. Right here. See, look, she wasn't that big. She was tiny. Yeah, I'm not buying this at all. Sorry. And like somebody else said, they would have known. The cops, the woman took the picture, the person that took the picture, they know exactly where she is. But I'm saying wherever they took the picture, they know where they took the picture. So the cops would have looked and found her. And this backpack wouldn't be sticking straight out. I'd hurt that boy because he knows everything. I agree. He definitely does. I don't know. Somebody sent it. Steven Scott sent it. Where'd it come from? So it looks like somebody just took a picture and, you know, saw this in the background or whatever. But the thing is, it's the internet. You never know. I mean, people are so full of shit and make up fake pictures and everything. Now, the last thing I want to touch on till tomorrow is the lesbian couple. Reddit. I just don't. Now, remember, this kid had no criminal record. He was never in trouble with the law. There was no violent history. There's absolutely no reason why he would just kill two random lesbians. There's just no logic in it. That was my daughter. You don't know what I would do to. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just no logic in thinking someone without a criminal record decides to kill two lesbians for no reason. It just doesn't add up. So then we have this, which is the last thing I'm going to play.
I'm Rick Stafford, and I represent. The Schmidt and the Petito family. I have a letter that they want to send to Christopher and Rebecca Laundrie, and I'm going to read it at this time, and then I'll take limited questions. Christopher and Rebecca Laundrie, we are writing this letter to ask you to help find our daughter. We understand you are going through a difficult time, and your instinct is strong to protect your son. We ask you to put yourselves in our shoes. We haven't been able to sleep or eat, and our lives are falling apart. We believe you know the location of where Brian left Gabby. We beg you to tell us. As a parent, how could you let us go through this pain and not help us? As a parent, how could you put Gabby's younger brothers and sisters through this? Gabby lived with you for over a year. She's going to be your daughter-in-law. How can you keep her location hidden? You were both at Jim and Nicole's house. You were both so happy that Brian and Gabby got engaged and were planning to spend their lives together. Please, if you or your family have any decency left, please tell us where Gabby is located. Tell us if we are even looking in the right place. All we want is for Gabby to come home. Please help us make that happen. And that was from Jim Schmidt, Nicole Schmidt, Joe Petito, and Cara Petito. At this time, I'll take some questions.
Frank, what do you make of, or how does the family feel about the release of the body camera video that shows this fight?
The family's not going to discuss any facts or anything to do with the relationship between Gabby and Brian. They were asked by the FBI to not discuss that.
They talk about how they feel seen,
Listen,
stuff being said on the video.
the family is devastated. Every day that this goes on, they get more and more desperate. They're at the point that desperation is turning to anger. They know that the Laundries know where their daughter is, and they will not tell them. That's infuriating. Yes.
That's a fallacy, though. They don't know that they know where their daughter is. It doesn't mean he spoke to his parents either.
I'm not going to talk about what the FBI is doing and what their investigation is. All I know is that the FBI and the law enforcement agencies that are handling this are the best in the country, and I'm sure they're doing a great job. I know they reached out on Friday the 10th, and I believe again on the 11th, and the Laundries refused to answer those. They stayed silent. And as you know from the Northport Police Department's press conference, I think it was yesterday, that Brian was back in Northport, Florida on September 1st. So that was over a week later. And I will not. I know they were out here. Their Gabby's brother had a graduation from a local high school, from their school, and she came up for that to spend time with their family. And then I believe on July 2nd.
See, the problem is, though, everybody's hands are tied because it's not Suffolk County Police. They can't do shit. This lawyer can't do anything. The Northport Police can't do anything because no crime was committed in any of these places.
They began their trip. I'm sorry. I'm not going to discuss when they became aware of the videos or anything to do with the videos. Thank you. Again, we're not going to discuss anything about that incident. We were asked by the FBI to not discuss it. Jim Schmidt is out in Wyoming, as you guys know. He felt he needed to be there. We have family in New York and in Florida, and he felt he needed to be out there to be the contact person as well as to do what he can out in Wyoming. I'm not going to get into specifics what he's doing, but again, the whole Petito and Schmidt family is doing everything they can to find Gabby. Yes. We don't know anything about that. Again, I'm not going to comment on what the police are doing. I know they're doing a great job. And I just hope everyone, again, pulls together and helps us find Gabby. And again,
the problem is the lawyer's full of shit because there is no jurisdiction. What cops are doing stuff? There's no jurisdiction. It's not New York. It's not Florida. Florida cops can't do jack shit. No crime has been committed. Yes, we have a missing girl and a point of interest, but no crime has been committed. And it definitely wasn't committed in Florida, according to what it looks like. Is it possible it was done in Florida? It's possible. It's possible that she's buried in his backyard. We don't know.
From what I've been seeing for the last few days, everyone is doing that, but Brian and his family.
Yes, FBI. The problem is, where does the FBI even begin? Without him saying anything, she could be anywhere in Yellowstone. She could be in Utah. She could be in Wyoming. She could be in Idaho. There's too many places.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Right, Kim?
I'm not going to get into the content of the message. I believe that's out there. It could be, but what I will say is that the Petito and Schmidt family don't believe that message was sent from Gabby. It's my understanding they were engaged, and I know they decided with the pandemic they couldn't have a wedding or the wedding they wanted, so that was put on hold, and they decided to go on their trip instead. From what I know, they were going to go to Oregon on by October 2nd, and they were going to spend time there. I don't know what they planned on that afterwards, but I do know that since they were supposed to be out there until August 2nd, Brian's family knew that when he showed up on September 1st, that, they knew that was against their plan. And again, when the police showed up over a week later, they already had an attorney's name and contact information for the police. So,
see, I didn't realize that. He lawyered up before he even got busted. Before the cop showed up, he had already lawyered up. So that's why they're saying the parents knew. I didn't realize that.
Oh, again, we're asking the Laundrie family to come forward and tell us what you know. Tell us at least where to look.
I agree, El.
I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say the family doesn't believe that was her with the text. Anything else? Thank you very much, guys. And I do have copies of the letter, and I can hand them out.
All right. Thank you for being here. Obviously, I think it's very important that we get information out for anybody who may have seen Gabby or her vehicle, which we sent the photos today. We're doing everything we can to bring her home safely or potentially hold anybody responsible for hurting her accountable. So I know that the press release, I think it did have some additional details in there that we haven't talked about before. So I think most of it was self-explanatory. However, we're not the lead agency in this case. So, as things have evolved, I think we're now at a comfortable level. I think there are things that we know in this investigation that we're trying not to release. I know you guys are all doing your best to get some of that info, but we really think for the integrity of this investigation that it's important that we not release everything we know when we know it.
Yeah, I agree,
It just made
Zero.
no sense. The family, first of all, the agency in Suffolk County has been fantastic. No issues there. This was just a situation where that happened to be where the family reported Gabby missing, and the fact that the van is here and both of these people that are surrounded in this case are Northport residents. So it just made more sense.
That's what I was saying. Suffolk County has nothing to do with it.
We definitely processed that vehicle yesterday with the FBI. Certainly, there was some material in there that we'll be going through. I don't know that we're at a situation of releasing all those details. I think everybody in this country apparently is concerned for Gabby's well-being. We certainly have had an abundance of media attention from across this country, every major news network. I mean, it's not too often we have 15, 20 cameras and reporters sitting out in front of the Northport Police Department. So, yes, I think the answer is we are concerned, and we're working as quick as we can to get a resolution to that.
All right. I've been on 2 hours already. I'm going to close out with this, and then I'll be back tomorrow. But what I am going to say is, you're right. Lawyering up so quick doesn't look good. But I now understand why her parents think that his parents know something. He must have came home and said what happened or something. I mean, he definitely came up with a scenario. I'll stay safe from the aliens, I promise. Bonet with L, not necessarily true. I get what you're saying, but it's not necessarily true. The thing I'm going to let you guys sit on, and we're going to talk about tomorrow morning. If it was your son, what would you do? And we've had this conversation on this channel back in Making a Murderer days. But think about this overnight. If it was your son, what would you do? Because I know what I would do. So I will pick this up tomorrow. And like I said, for those of you that have been with me a long time, I know that you feel like there's only 5 people talking. Like I said earlier, you want to kill a channel on YouTube, go on there once every couple of months. Or don't be consistent. It is the surefire way to kill your channel. So I have to, in order for me to get this channel back up and moving, I got to be consistent, and I have to go live as much as I do on the other channel, even if it's just to talk to you guys and say what's up. So I need to rebuild this channel again. But not a good look and love my kids. I'm just saying, think about it. You don't have to answer now, but think about it overnight. Forget beating them up or anything, White Lotus. But would you protect him at any means possible? Even if he was guilty. If your son came home from a trip with his girlfriend and you're the only one that came back. Your son is the only one that came back in her van and she's nowhere to be found, what do? Do you protect your kid, or do you turn him in and tell you what he knows? So I'm going to leave you guys on that note. Think about it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right? Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, I bought a very quiet vape, so nobody complain about vape, which is why you really didn't hear me vape tonight. I went out and I bought a super quiet one, so you guys don't have to hear when I vape. Did you guys hear vape at all tonight? I think you maybe heard once when I used my old vape, but overall, did you guys hear any vape? Only a little, but not like the other one. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Peace.